Now, this is going to be interesting as we are starting off on Pillars of Gold, LE for our first map, and we have here spawning as the Purple Protoss, representing Mind Freak and the nation of Australia. Give it up for Pezz.
And spawning in at the top right-hand corner of the Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Red Terran, representing the land of Pakistan, as well as Team Red Dragons. It is RazerBlader.
No shenanigans as of just yet, but interesting to see that Pezz is actually going to be walling off on the low ground here.
Yeah, and for the first time, I believe it's the first time today, we're going to be playing on Pillars of Gold as well.
Yeah, had Pillars of Gold on one map on my stream earlier. But now it just seems to be, you know, pretty standard. Of course, it is a very big map as well. Pillars of Gold, we did, you know, it sort of became the eternal, now becoming the Eternal Empire of this map, where it's the big map. Not as big as Eternal Empire, mind you, but just has got that big aesthetic, you know. But hopefully, you know, it does produce some good matches as well, so...
Yeah. I mean, so far today we've had some good variety, diversity when it comes to the maps. We've had a lot of the new maps, but it's cool to be back here, you know, back in one of the older ones. We just had Death Aura, now we're here on Pillars of Gold, and I'm really curious to see how these two shape up against each other because, yeah, we don't see them play too often.
Yeah. Oh, I do like this, bringing back the probe to try and stop this natural from going up. Oh, because has to be careful. The Marine is out. But it looks like the probe will be able to get away.
Yeah. The probe does escape, and RazerBlader, he's someone who we had high hopes for last DreamHack, and I feel like, at least in the eyes of a lot of people, he kind of underperformed. He was kind of seen as, you know, this like really strong like Terran player on EU. He's like 6k or 6.1, 6.2k, and yeah, players like players like Pezz were able to take him down. It felt like RazerBlader wasn't really used to the meta. He especially struggled against like Miyamika and Ender, like the Southeast Asian Zergs.
I mean, to be fair, first time playing in C, you'll struggle against Miyamika no matter what.
Right.
But it interests me as well that Pezz is going for the Stargate opener this time. It's something we generally don't see as much in PvT, unless it's a Phoenix, which... Well, it is Phoenix first, so I was thinking somehow it's going to be Void Rays.
That would not work.
Well!
I mean, we've seen Proxy Void Ray work wonders in this matchup. To much of Terran's dismay, it can work quite well. But as like a core unit, like in the earlier mid-game, I don't know. It feels like Marines are pretty good anti-air, right?
Yeah. Well, Razor does get in and does see that Stargate with a Reaper that came in, so we'll see that it's going to be that Mass Phoenix playstyle. He's already starting to get a Viking, has got the Marines as well, popping in 2x2. Maybe getting a couple of Widowmines as well wouldn't hurt, but he is going for that Cyclone instead.
Yeah, he's going for a very defensive style. Like, he didn't opt to go for like a Widowmine drop opening or a Raven opening or anything like that. It's just purely like on the defense. Oh, nice.
Yeah, oh, does manage to pick that off. Very nice indeed. So yeah, that's the power of Widowmines in this matchup. It's generally why we see Widowmine drops happening. But it just looks like it's just going to be just the 2 Phoenixes, 3 Phoenix actually, and that's going to be it for production. It's just going to be Robo and Robo Bay instead.
Yeah, we do see this a lot more common in this matchup. Phoenixes, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, how like especially in PvZ, we rarely see it anymore. But against Terrans, Phoenixes, they can do really well. They can shut down drops. They can you know, pick up and CC tanks as well with tank pushes. So they can do a lot.
Yeah. Right. Well, the Phoenixes are gliding across, and we're just trying to find some poke, but. Realize, oh, there's a Viking there, and Cyclone a couple of rings, so best back off. But still no marine upgrades, so not sure whether it's going to be straight bio, but there's the second and third barracks going down for RazerBlader. Still no tac lab on the barracks, it's just going to be this pure reactor. And no medevacs as well. It's just going to be pure Viking as the air.
Yeah, like this push is going to be quite strong. And oh my god, already picks off one of the Phoenixes. Oh, that's detrimental. Like Pezz, he needs his Phoenixes alive. He needs them to get around and pick up those tanks. But because of the Viking count as well, it's going to be so difficult to do so.
Yeah, and with the Colossus almost out here, there's not really too much army here for Pezz.
Yeah, not at all. Like this is actually pretty terrifying.
Ooh. You're thinking the lock-ons here take out a, well, it does manage to pick up the mine and a tank as well, but it's still not going to be enough here. As one tank does manage to survive. The Vikings are just going to chip away at this Colossus as best as they can, but both tanks managing to survive. Shield battery overcharge being used as well. Second Colossus on the way. Thermal Lance almost finished, but I feel like it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, for now, Pezz has been able to hold on with these two shield batteries, but slowly and surely, RazerBlader, he's edging closer with those tanks.
And charges on the way. Thermal Lance 11 seconds out. Phoenix is there, going to use the shield battery energy to try and go on, but no, the Phoenix does go down, the Colossus goes down. I feel like this is going to be an early GG here.
Yeah, there's just so much army here for RazerBlader, and Pezz was a little bit greedy. We do see like he's up in workers. He had been focusing on his economy, thinking that everything was perfectly fine, thinking he had map control with those Phoenixes, but not at all. RazerBlader pushed out, and there was just too much.
Yeah, the third is going to go down. Second Colossus is out. And actually the Vikings are down, so unless RazerBlader comes up, lifts those Phoenixes, but it's not going to be enough. RazerBlader going to take game number 1.
Yeah, Pezz, he was just a little bit too greedy with the way he was playing. He thought he was a lot safer. He didn't really expect like this big push to come out from Razer.
Yeah. Alright, so where's the second map going to be? It's going to be the question, and Pezz has to be careful because it's his tournament qualifier life on the line now.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's a best of 3, you know, RazerBlader, he just needs one more win to knock out Pezz. As we are getting set up, it looks like game 2 will be on Oxide.
Yes. The place where you go to shake off all the rust.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
So
if you're feeling a bit rusty, go to Oxide. Play a couple of games and then you'll be good to go.
Hopefully Pezz can shake that rust off, as like he really needs to turn it on here. Like we're in the lower bracket. Previously it was fine if you got knocked out, like there was another bracket for you to fall back on, but now this is it.
Alright, well here we go. As we are onto Oxide, the rustiest map in all of the map pool. And we have here spawning in the bottom left, the Purple Protoss, representing Mind Freak and the nation of Australia. Give it up for the one, the only, hashtag Pezz for Prez.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Pakistani Protoss Terran, the Red Terran, representing Team Red Dragons. It is RazerBlader.
Alrighty. Well, this time Pezz, he's going to be doing the typical Proto swing of walling off onto that high ground. But he is sending the probe across, so hopefully everything should be alrighty. As he is going up.
Yeah, we'll see how he does here. Again, like I do personally favor like Pezz, like he's such a strong Protoss player in the region. But when it comes to this matchup, when it comes to his PvT, because of the region, we don't get to see a lot of it.
No. Especially
with only really 2 active Terrans, like 1.5 really. Like Azure, he's like the only active Terran. Seether, he comes out every couple of months. Hut
dominates.
Yeah, like, but Seether doesn't like compete, or he doesn't like practice too much. Yeah. Run amok every now and then, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we are getting into a more standard macro game again. RazerBlader last game just pulling out a cheeky timing attack that really devastated Pezz. Pezz, of course, just being a bit too greedy, going for that early third. I'll have to see this time whether Pezz decides to be greedy all the same, or whether he wants to go and play a bit more conservative.
Yeah, we'll see. So far, Pezz is going for the same opening that he did in the previous game. Obviously, like, the building positionings are different, but he is going for that Stargate, and it looks like RazerBlader, he does not get behind the middle line. He does not scout the tech.
He does not. It's Adept trying to chase away the Reaper, but it's gone the wrong way. The Reaper's going to be coming back in pretty shortly, but oh no, the Adept's in the wrong position here.
Yeah, the Adept is at the natural, not in the main. Another Adept does pop out, but it looks like the Reaper does get that scouting information.
Ooh, even going to get one probe there. But this Reaper should go down. And Oracle this time instead of Phoenixes, so hopefully we might see the same sort of defense coming in from Razor. This time they're actually going for a second Oracle.
Yeah, honestly, I do like this from Pezz, that he, even though he went for a similar opening, he is not going for those Phoenixes. He's playing a little bit more aggressive, opting to, you know, dive in and get some worker kills. But RazerBlader, as you were saying, he's going for the same opening, like a very defensive, like a Viking and a Cyclone are coming out.
Maybe he knows how to handle these sorts of things. Maybe this is what Volt does to him, you know, in scrims.
It's very possible, right? I mean, so far it looks like RazerBlader has this one response to Stargate, whether it's Phoenixes, whether it's Oracle, whatever comes out. Like, he's just focusing on that defense, neglecting Medivacs, neglecting like too many Wintermines either. It's just all about that D, if you will.
Yes, and you would know all about that D, wouldn't you? Like,
yeah.
As
watching it here right now. And yeah, we'll see if Pezz is able to get some damage done regardless. Like, he does have 3 Oracles, which is great. He just has to be so careful not to get like locked on or caught out.
Well, he is being cautious, just checking to make sure there is no third base. You can just shade these Adepts on in. There is a Viking here for the defense against the Oracle. Marines as well, but now the Adepts are getting in. And already 5 probes going down. The lock-ons are there. 2 Oracles. No, just 1 Oracle goes down. 1 on very low health, but it will go down. Meanwhile, there is something happening at the natural of Pezz. Oh, Hellion gets in. Oh, not having that door open at the wrong time. But, you know, Pezz's damage did work out for him, and he keeps most of the Adepts alive. Did lose all the Oracles.
Yeah.
Now this is signaling for Razor to move on out.
Yeah, especially because Razor, he did like skip out on some SCV production, so he is far behind. He only has 26 workers. Again, he has a pretty decent army, so he's going to be pushing out. We'll see if he's able to do anything here because there's no shield batteries. He
may just have to sacrifice the third here. 1. Okay, well, the Stalkers are coming in, but I feel like there's just way too much here. Vikings do land, and Pezz, he's in such trouble. Even 2 SCVs joining in just to get the repairs off. Tank siege up, the third's going to be cancelled. But there's not as much army here as there were last time.
Yeah, this is still quite scary though. 2 Phoenixes, only 2 Stalkers. Pezz, he's desperately trying to war in more units, but again, there's no shield batteries. There's nothing to really stop the tank from shelling away at the production.
Yeah, Phoenixes have landed. Warp gates are going to be unpowered here. You might even get destroyed as well. The Phoenixes are desperate to try and get in and try and find what they can, but actually I feel like they could go in, but there's just too much anti-air here.
Yeah, there are just so many Marines. They do dive in, they pick up the tank, and it looks like the ground army is trying to push on forward, but there's just not enough gateway units. Oh god.
No, there's not. Even the probes are coming in. Phoenixes lift up again, but that's not going to be enough, and Razor will tank out Pezz.
Wow. Wow, like even though Pezz, like his approach in that game was, I would say, a lot better than in game number 1. Like there was just that bad push was just so strong from Razor.
Yeah, it was, and now Razor will go on to face Ducklings in our qualifying match.
Yeah. Oh my god, Razor really just doing his thing, right? He did the same thing 2 games in a row and they really worked out for him. He takes out the Australian Protoss in Pezz, and now he's going up against the Vietnamese Protoss in Ducklings.